Your Honor, hi, my name is Derek Thomas, fire investigator with the Alameda County Fire Department. Today, I'm standing here to go over a couple items. In reference to the structure fire that we responded to a few months ago. So, incendiary fires, fire behavior, environmental modifications, suspicious behavior. These are the things that any fire investigator looks for when they arrive on scene, or if they're listening to the radio and there's something that just grabs their attention, or the location, or even just listening to the crews and just active fire rapidly in certain buildings. I would like to highlight this. Definitely 1 out of 16 fires are arson. So in the state of California, Penal Code 451 identifies arson, and also Article 5, which is 2005, and it's covered through sections 1875 and 1875A. So in the United States alone, $667 million was lost due to arson. So this is a pretty substantial dollar loss just due to arson itself. So I would like to migrate to the scene. Fire crews arrived on scene, initiated fire attack, was conducting a 360, noticed activity on the alpha and delta side of the structure. So and the family arrived on scene, made contact with the incident commander, stated that all residents were out, in our terminology, all clear, so rescue operations can cease. And that rescue, definitely life safety is high in our priorities on any type of incident. So once we had confirmation of that changed our modes, definitely to fire attack modes, make sure we contain the fire, reduce any type of horizontal or vertical spread within the structure. So the crews during this process was dispatched to a additional structure fire response, which was a few blocks away, and this fire came in as a true life safety incident with 2 to 3 victims trapped. So fire crews have on this first incident had fairly confirmation fire was knocked down. They started to break down their fire hose equipment, load up their equipment, and respond to the next fire. So definitely this is abnormal for us to have back-to-back structure fires. So I understand we have SOPs and SOGs that states that definitely all fire scenes definitely should have some type of fire chain of custody, or also have PD there as well to assist. But due to the circumstances, life safety was a high issue, and that's why the crews dropped everything that they were doing initially once they knew they had fire knockdown, and responded down the street to the next fire. And what the main concern was fire containment and life safety as being number one, getting to those trapped victims. So at that point, our priority is always life safety. So upon my arrival into the structure, one thing that I was looking at and just kind of in my thought process as responding and listening to the radio traffic for the first structure fire was to assure that we did have full containment and fire was knocked down. So that was one of my motives for making entry as well, because there was still just a little light smoke in there, and the last thing we need is to rekindle and have 2 structure fires going and now pulling additional resources from the other side of town. So I went in, took pictures, had video, conduct my survey, and behind the TV I could see the burn patterns, and those burn patterns that I did notice on that day was very abnormal burn patterns if we're just looking at natural causes of whether it's electrical shortage or fire that starts behind the drywall. The burn patterns behind the TV was very aggressive, and you can see the burn patterns on the floor as well, which migrated and lets you know exactly where that accelerant that was being utilized throughout the structure. So I stand here today with the bullet points of items to identify our justification for making entry into the structure, and definitely life safety is always number one on our list. But I would like to think, as far as being productive and progressive with this as well, Your Honor, if our evidence today is not utilized I mean, and not to make judgments or anything like this, but this could migrate to something next week. So next week, this could be a strip mall. The following week, this could be a elementary school that's on fire. So I think the items that's identified, the burn patterns, is definitely significant evidence, and my documentation justifies that to submit the evidence that we have to go ahead and prosecute. So, and this also aids the, and we have the support from the insurance companies as well. So once again, my name is Derek Thomas, fire investigator with the Alameda County Fire Department. I would like to thank you for your time.